Today we're reacting to another Kevin Samuels video. You already know his takes are controversial, so let's react to it, break it down, and see if we agree or disagree.
I actually have a question because I feel as though I don't want to say I'm the woman that defies a lot of the odds that you're referencing, but I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I am 32 years old. I have one child. I'm currently in a relationship and I'm plus size.
Okay.
And when I'm having conversations with some of my female friends, they say I'm the woman, as when they watch your videos, that defies the odds that you're referencing because I'm in a relationship. And on the other hand, they want to know I'm dating a man who has a blue collar job. He has his own business.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a working woman. I work in the finance industry. I'm also a homeowner. I have a lot that I bring to the table. So my female friends want to know why they can't be in a position like me. And I've also had men who are single that say they won't date a woman like me because I bring too much to the table. I don't make them feel like they would necessarily say that they are needed in a relationship, but I don't know how to have a conversation with
Well, what's your first
acquaintances,
question?
colleagues that are single.
Let's start with the basic stuff. Are they attractive?
I would say that they are attractive.
Okay, let's refine it. Are they eights, nines, and tens in the face?
No.
Then
Nines
you're,
and tens, no. Some eights, yes.
I have a different scale than most sisters use. I put Beyonce at eight, Kelly Rowland at nine,
Right.
and okay.
I'm
So,
familiar.
and you said you're a plus size model. Are they in your area?
I'm not a model. I'm just a plus size
Plus
woman.
size. I mean, plus size, not plus size. Are they in shape? Are they fit?
Fit, no, but they have a shape. Well,
Everybody,
I'm saying
everybody
that
got.
we're in the South, so let me
Okay, I
start by
get it.
saying that. So women who are more voluptuous like myself or have more of a curvy physique like myself are more attractive versus if you go
No,
somewhere else, then
no. Now we're starting to get out. Now I'm from the Midwest, and I live in the South. We call this stuff voluptuous, and these are nice words. And I'm not going to go pejorative, but this is part of the problem because men say they won't date for several reasons.
okay.
For several reasons. No man, most men don't want women to weigh more than they do. We don't care where it fell. So if your friends are wondering why they can't get your outcomes, they need to they need to be on your level or better. Are they there?
On my level, yes.
Okay. You'll say, okay, they're on your level as far as aesthetic.
Yes.
Okay. Then we move on. Do they have children?
Yes.
More than one.
Yes. I'm the only one of my friends that has one child.
Most of the other ones has more.
Yes.
Okay. So they are on your level aesthetically, but they got more kids.
Mhm.
Does that increase their overall value or decrease it?
It would decrease, I'm assuming.
What do you think?
I would assume by, well, how I look at it is if you got multiple baby daddies, that's going to decrease. If you were previously married and you have twins, I would look at you as being on the same level as myself.
Um, that's really kind of a distinction, not a difference in this case. But if we're talking about multiple children, if I wanted to take you out to dinner and your kid comes with us, that's one plate. You got two kids, that's two plates. Everything else is double. It's a
Okay, that's fair.
decrease. So you're already stacking up the fact that if you're, and I'm just going to assume that what you're saying, their eights are better. Um, wait, let me back up. You said they're not nines and tens, but at least eight. Are there
Yes.
any? Are there any that are not eights? I mean, that are under?
Yes,
What percentage of women are under eight?
I would assume 50%, if not more.
All right. So we're talking about women that are not as attractive, more
Mhm.
kids, and wondering why they can't beat the odds. The numbers tell the story.
Okay. But I guess in my thinking, my question is, if you have multiple children, you've had multiple opportunities to be in a relationship. And for whatever reason, a man finds her attractive enough to be in a relationship. I don't have any colleagues that are just have kids out of one night stands and continue to have children with men.
Were they married?
Yes.
All of them.
No.
Right. One in four black women will get married. So I'm going to assume that the stats hold, most of them were unmarried.
Yes.
So unmarried women with multiple children who are sixes and below, who were overweight. Well,
Yes. I get what you're saying in that regard. So
I
that
mean,
makes sense
trying to be
on
as
the
nice as I can, but I mean, and this is what I'm trying to let guys understand. The way women's calculus is that you guys factor things differently. Well, it's the baby daddy of a husband or this or that, or I mean, because I can deal with a man, that means I've been in a relationship. We look at Men look at your ex and your children's father, and that's as good as you ever get.
That's true.
So if the guy that your friends decide to have a baby with was down here, that's the level. They're not gonna get a man up here. Because
Hmm.
this man up here would look like a straight sucker for going to get her.
Okay.
And so it doesn't matter how much money they make or anything else like that. Because you also said that you said men would not date a woman like yourself because of your income or something, because of what you bring to the table.
With my income, I have a bachelor's degree. I'm a homeowner. I have one child. I don't, well, I have my own standard in how I live, but they, I guess, just looking at those things, they perceive me as a woman that is high maintenance.
Well,
But I feel like at 32 years old, I'm not going to be living in my mama's house. I'm not going to be surviving and having the demand of somebody else to take care of me
but
that's
it's
a
still
relative.
but the problem isn't the men. The problem is not going to be the men. See, let me flip it. Let me flip it. You
Mhm.
and your friends would not just screw anybody that wanted to screw you. You got to have a standard, right?
Absolutely.
You deserve that because it's your body, your choice, right?
Right.
And the world would be crazy to try to tell you, ladies, that you just screw every man that wanted to screw you because it's the right thing to do because they deserve to have a shot, right?
Hmm.
And then
Absolutely.
we're gonna flip the same thing. The men can't be wrong when they say this is what I want for this is the standard I have for a woman I want to marry. I don't want her to have somebody else's child. I don't want her to be a certain weight, a certain look. I don't want her to have a certain kind of attitude. And just like no one can tell women that you should have to have sex with the kind of men that you don't find meet up to your standard, you can't tell men that they should wife women that don't meet up to theirs. Regardless as to we want to say well, because I have a house or a bachelor's, that's a modern talking point to make more women sleep better at night. But that ain't why men really don't do it. It's because if if you had the same women with the same kind of stuff you talk about, if they were fit, feminine, fully cooperative, and submissive, those would be gone just like that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I
So,
never looked at it from that perspective, but I would agree with that.
you see the thing, and point, and what I'm trying to get ladies to understand is oftentimes you don't look at it from a man's perspective. You always look at it from a woman's perspective, and that's typically filtering your logic through your emotions
Mhm.
and then giving women the benefit of the doubt instead of holding women strictly accountable as if you would do to a man. You would hold a man strictly accountable before you gave him the benefit of the doubt. Women would.
I agree with that.
So Uh, so when women say, "Girl, watch this channel and you beat the odds," well, I can understand where they're kind of coming from, but this is why I'm so adamant on the fact of having a child outside of wedlock is always going to cost,
It is.
and especially multiples. So, um, in most men's mind, if he was good enough to have a baby with, why aren't you his wife? And most women's responses are completely insufficient. So what you're starting to find is many women are starting to lie. They're
Hmm.
starting to lie and say, "Oh well, there was abuse," which is a lie most of the time. Because when I ask, "Well, was there a police report? Was it mutual combat?" You go back on my channel, and there have been maybe three women, no, two women who've actually filed police reports in the last 3 years that I've talked to who claim violence.
I would agree with that.
Boom. But I have them every week claiming abuse.
Well, with my daughter's father and I had my daughter when I was 21,
Mhm.
and we were coming into adulthood, partying, so on and so forth. And it just didn't work out. I think it's just because I was more groomed to be a mother and motherly, so on and so forth. And you're 21, you want to live your best years. And that was ultimately the reason why we ended our relationship. It did not go bad. There was no abuse. I would never say
Well, you don't
anything
strike me
negative or
as you
bad
don't
about it.
strike me as a woman that has a lot of attitude, and you haven't been, loud, talkative, argumentative, or difficult to get along with. And unfortunately, if you watch my show, that's typically not how a lot of women get, especially when I start saying some things that they don't like. Relationships fail. They do. And
Absolutely.
mistakes happen. Um, but we as a community would do better if we married earlier. Not early marriage, but married earlier. Number
Hmm.
one. Number two, if women made it a requirement before they had a child that they were somebody's legal wife, because that makes it easier for, even if it does fail, for somebody else to come along and say, hmm. Um, so, but did you have anything else that you want to add into that?
Oh, no, that's all. Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good call. So, um, guys, oftentimes, um, when women will go look for somebody to advocate for them, they will go look for a needle in a haystack and say, "Well, it happened for her, so it could happen for me." Uh, it's almost like looking for a hero, and basically, it's looking for hope. Uh, and it's more or less like, well, if it could happen for her girl, it could happen for me. When knowing why it happened for her is different. She's physically more attractive. She maybe her shape is more appealing, and her amount of children. I mean, again, more children, less attractive. Ladies, you got to pick a struggle. Men can have one struggle. One. You can have one struggle. You ugly, that's a struggle. You fat, that's a struggle. You broke, that's a struggle. Got a little eggplant, that's a struggle. One struggle. You can have one struggle. People will accept one struggle. But you got two struggles, you got to compensate.